So, hi, Katarina.
Hi, Tim.
Hi. So the GROW model, the context behind this is that I need to explain to some guys who are going to do a small role play on the GROW model exactly what their job is.
Okay.
And so there are two sides of the coin. The first person will be actually using the GROW model, and I'll explain that in a second. And the second person will simply be bringing along a real life situation. Yeah. So an area where they want to develop, an area where they've got a problem that they would like some advice on potentially, an area, something, you know, some situation, one of their team members is acting in a way that they want to talk about. Yeah. So any number of different situations, but real situations, real topics that they're currently dealing with. So that part of the role play, they don't actually have to do anything apart from have a situation ready to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. So the GROW model itself then, the G, the goal questions, there's basically two goal questions. The first one is, what do you want to achieve in the long term? And the second one is, what do you want to achieve in these, you know, 10, 15, 20, 40 minutes that we have available to us to speak about it? So what is your long-term goal and what is your short-term goal? The reality questions is questions getting a good grip of the situation. So getting a good understanding of the situation. How much, how many, who's involved, where are they involved? You know, all of the questions that you need to ask to have a good fundamental understanding. So if you were to explain it to somebody else, that's the information that you would need. So what happens normally is that people begin with the reality questions because they just go straight into describing the situation, which is fine, but that means you need to go back to the goal questions and re-ascertain or re-ask the question. So what exactly do you want to achieve? Short term, long term. That's one of the challenges that we often see. The options questions, in my book, are the most difficult questions to ask because there are so many different potential questions that could be asked. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit there, and you can see all of those options questions there. What could you do? What else could you do? What's possible? What's not possible? What factors will you use to weigh up the options? What could be a first step? What has worked for you in the past? What would you do if they were not in the picture? What would you do if you had enough money? You know, a lot of questions that are possible there. And this is really one of the challenging areas of the discussion because most people feel the desire, the burning desire to offer solutions, and that's not what the coach is there for. Yeah. And then finally, the will questions, what are you going to do? Small action plan at the end. And there we go. That's pretty much the description of the GROW model and what we expect from the exercise. Any questions?
Yeah, Tim, one question about the goal. So what kind of goals can be used here? You know, what situations, goals can they bring to the table? Should it be more like developmental goals about I want to become a supervisor, or should it more be concrete things like I want to improve my project management skills?
I mean, both of those are legitimate goals. A couple of the ones that I've had over the past few weeks are, I've got a problem with one of my internal customers who is really quite loud and sees the big picture, but can't, you know, get focused on one particular step. Yeah. One of my team members is not dealing with the working from home situation very effectively. Yeah. You know, so any amount of problems like that, or I've got some goals, I've got some longer term, you know, business goals, and I don't know how I'm going to achieve them. Yeah, I don't think that I have the time, the resources in order to achieve them. My boss has set me targets that are not realistic. Yeah. So.
Okay, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. And another thing, how long such a session be? I was just looking when you showed me the questions you had for the options. I mean, there's a long list of questions behind each one of those four. So how long should such a session be?
Well, I think very importantly is that, you know, when you're a manager or a leader in a company, you are not a professional coach. Yeah, that's not your job. And so, you know, I would always, you know, put a time limit of 40 minutes on any coaching session like this, because people tend to repeat themselves after 40 minutes. So, you know, 40 minutes is maybe a maximum. 20 minutes is a good target. But at the end of the day, you just need one good question to open somebody's mind up. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult to answer how long is the ideal coaching session. A series of 2 or 3 or 4 good questions could turn the light on for somebody, which means a good grow session could be, you know, 3 minutes long.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, but realistically, you're looking at 15 to 20 minutes.
okay. And one more question maybe. So you know how we have some people that they come to you and they just expect you to figure it out for you. So, you know, when you get into the option session or the option piece of this, what if they, you know, the question comes, well, you know, you tell me, I'm here, I want you to help me, I want you to tell me what are my options or what to do.
Yeah, and that's really at the heart of the principle of coaching. You don't coach somebody who doesn't want to be coached, number one. You don't coach somebody who's you think is going to be resistant to the process, number two. And if you're in a situation where they're looking at you saying, just give me the solution, then, you know, that's something that you're going to need to work against. I think I like the phrase, you know, give a man a fish and he'll eat for today, teach him how to fish and he'll eat forever. I think that's really at the heart of it. The purpose of coaching is to get people who you think have already got the skills and knowledge to do the stuff that they like, to help them decide on the direction that they're going to go. And that's the purpose of the questions, to unlock that direction.
All right.
Okay, terrific.
Cool.
Thanks very much, and
Thank you.
see you soon.